Yeah, generosity is the first parami, you know? It's not coincidence, I think, that it's the first parami. It's really about connection, reminding ourselves of the importance of connection and of our, not so much of our independence, but of our dependence, you know, of our connection, a radical connection in a world that is starting to become less connected in some ways, you know? When you walk down the street, people in their individual pods, you know, moving through space. It's so powerfully emphasized in the Buddhist traditions and Buddhist countries. I still love the notion, to the degree that you believe in past lifetimes, whether you do or not. The metaphor that imagine everyone that you encounter was once your mother. Yeah, it's a beautiful inquiry. It does shift things a little bit. Of course, we don't do that. We wouldn't do that. That's a little too radical for us, you know, I suppose. Yeah, but or in Burma, when as Susan has mentioned, when it's your birthday, you give presents. You give presents to your sangha, to the close people in your mandala, in your world. You give presents. You don't receive presents on your birthday, and it's a deep acknowledgement of the interconnection that's there. Get over the independence bit. We are so dependent. Where would we be right now if it weren't for our mothers, you know? And if it weren't for those who have supported us along the way, you know, it doesn't take long to do that reflection, you know. And there's so many others out there, and the paramis are so much about translating good ideas, like the ideas I just suggested. I don't think any of you would disagree with that notion that there is some sense of connection and dependence. We're social beings with mirror neurons. We need connection. Yeah, we need connection. But it's about translating the idea into a practice. Otherwise, oh yeah, we're all connected. On with the day, you know. That's nice. We're all connected. On with the day. What we love about the paramis and why we want to bring them to this venue is that most of the time, at the end of a talk, there'll be some suggestion about, well, you might want to try this. It's a serving suggestion, right? But you might want to try this in your daily life. We're always trying to find ways to lighten up, and bring practice to our daily lives. That's one of the frontiers that gets a little lost in the shuffle sometimes. And again, as Susan mentioned the other day, the paramis are a way to do that. You know, yeah. So what about generosity? How do we? What would be the way to do that in a simple way? Not like this grand way. We're not talking about grand generosity here. We're talking about everyday generosity. What could we do? What could we do? Well, I want to share one thing. We've touched on this somewhere along the line, I believe, in the daily sit, but I want to put a punctuation mark on it on Generosity Month. You know, we really want you to hold this you know, I love Susan's post-it notes thing. You know, just let's stay reminded of this. You know, we want to be bringing this to mind. You know, and seeing how we work with it, seeing how we play with it, seeing how we might manifest it, seeing moments when we could have manifested it, but we didn't for some reason, etc. All of it is an inquiry. But one of the things that we do, and we consider it very much a part of our natural spiritual practice, you know, there's no drum rolls or anything about it. It's just what we do. But it took us a while to get up and running with really doing it regularly. Which is one way to say it is we turn every transaction into a connection, every one that we can, with another human or animal for that matter. So that I'll never buy something from somebody without acknowledging them. I will never make an appointment with somebody without making some comment of connection. Even if I'm in a hurry, I will never just allow that person to feel that this is okay. Yep, thank you very much. Move along. Will always be a moment of saying, one of the things that I will do. No, I don't. I'll only do this if it's true as well. I want to say something real. I'll say, thank you for your kindness. Thank you for the energy that you bring here. With all of my doctors, anybody in the health profession, I just want you to know, look. Your chairside manner is really meaningful. I really get it. It's so important, and you understand that. And I just want to acknowledge you for that. It's unbelievable how you'll see the face across from you just light up, like this person has been doing this all day long without much validation, probably. Probably. I walked out of this eye appointment. Some of you know I had eye surgery recently, and it's kind of size not. It's coming back. It's coming back in this eye. Slowly but surely. It's moving in the right direction. But I remember I walked out to make the next appointment with the receptionist. Who's not that this mattered, but she's probably 75, probably in her late 70s. I would say late 70s. She's making the appointment, and I said, and thank you. And I'm not blind yet, but that necklace that you're wearing is really beautiful. And it was quite stunning. I'm sure it was some meaningful piece that she's had for a long time. And I'm sure I'm the only person, at least as a customer, who mentioned it that day. But whether I am or not, it was my moment of connecting generosity. So simple. Took about 15 seconds to exchange, and she just looked up with the brightest smile. We're talking simple here. We're talking simple here. But simple means we do that many times a day, whenever we're out and about, even at the gym, we'll compliment people for the way they're working out. People don't talk in the gym. We're all just doing our thing. Don't talk to me. Hey, we have connections everywhere based on simple moments of acknowledgement. Simple moments of acknowledgement. Simple moments of acknowledgement. We're sharing the planet together. We're sharing this space together. We're sharing space together. We're sharing this moment together. And it changes my relationship. It changes my internal space. It gets me out of my whatever was going on, whatever perseverative thinking, whatever list I'm going through, whatever I'm moving on to the next thing. It gives me pause. It's a moment of pause, a moment of connection. It feels good. Generosity feels good to the giver. Almost always it's reflected back. Now, skillful means you got to be somewhat dialed in, to something that feels natural and simple. I mean, we don't do this when we get on the subway. You know what I mean? That wouldn't quite work. It wouldn't quite work on the subway, but we send metta to people on the subway when we get on the subway. That means being on the subway is very powerful practice for us in a different way. We still feeling the connection. We love that we got rid of our car and don't ever just get out into our car. We have to get out into the world. We have to get on the subway. We have to get on a bus. We have to get on a train. You know, we have to get with many others. Yeah, we love that, and it brings this kind of it brings much more of this kind of practice into play for us. So the recommendation, you know, I mean the encouragement, you know, the invitation is for you to really play with this. Over these days, when you can and where you can, not just with your family, with the people you're already connected with, all of that, that's a good idea too. You know, we tend to sometimes not acknowledge the people who are closest to us, right? Yeah, but yeah, all those others out there, yeah, that we're encountering. Yeah, here and there, try it here and there. It could be a little smile. It could be so simple. People say, oh, it's just talking about the weather. Talking about the weather can be a really nice way to connect for a moment. Really lovely. It's not the weather, it's how you talk about the weather. Yeah. It's how you, yeah. So again, keeping it simple and seeing how that goes. You know, we'll have, we have we'll have, on Thursday, tomorrow we'll have these small groups. Next week, Thursday, we'll have Q&A. Part of it is like, well, how's that generosity thing going? How is it? What did you learn? What did you discover? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it fun? Was it playful? Did it matter at all? Did it light up your practice? Did you remember? If you didn't, we're doing this for a whole month, so get a Post-it note up there somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, believe me, I know we can forget these things too, So that's what I love about this daily sit, and now we can do something for a whole month together, Generosity.